Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the issue regarding commands, okay, verbal language, and how real meaning and value attaches to the spoken word, and why it is that during the initial phase of training through the relational approach, you want to stay away from verbalizing that way, and I'll explain why here in a minute, until a certain period of time goes by through as the relational changing process begins to take hold. Then the commands are going to have real value attached to them. Okay, but again, when I talk about this stuff, just understand this is what makes the system of training stand out. It really sets it apart. It makes it very unique from any other system. It's because of the sequencing. It's about being very intentional with making sure relational change happens. So again, but this can be highly challenging. Just understand, for trainers, for people who have done things a certain way and follow kind of the mainstream. But again, I show this is why there can be a disconnect between what happens in the training environment. Everything can look really good in the real world. Okay, this makes sure this system promotes change properly. Okay, it approaches training as a relational changing process. So there's certain kind of tenets here, key things that again makes this system very different, but offers hope for all dogs. It really does, because of how it promotes change. Now, again, so when you're starting off, again, I talked this on another video regarding the language of the relational approach. Why it is that you want to forego having dog owners be verbalizing, okay, and even through the positions with verbalizing to mark those. Understand it's how the integrity of the method. It's how the method itself speaks certain language in these set points that marks it. Okay, the dog knows the intent, how it sets up change. So verbalization will come after. Now, here's the thing: understand when, and this is one of the relational things about understanding about how this, through the personality type of the person, the thinking process of the person, how if I use based on my thinking, okay, where it's aligned properly, if I verbalize, it has different meaning, okay, because it's mind and body, it's relational. So therefore, the value of the commands and my verbalizing it attaches in such a way that I'm already standing on the right side of nature. I'm not in a deficit. Okay, my thinking processes don't need to change. They don't need to frame up. Okay, so but again, the methodology is important because it's got to line it up at the same time. Just understand. That's why I say about the method itself. It's critical. I mean, you can have an idea about what training is, what leadership, but the methodology, the method, is really critical. Okay, it's got to line up. It lines everything up. It's what speaks the language. But again, understand, if I work off verbal commands, I can get away with it. Okay, just understand, like, to understand this stuff, you have to understand, you have to look at how people think. However, okay, the people coming to me for help are not going to be so fortunate. I don't want them verbalizing like that. Okay, I know that they need to change how they think in a big way, okay, with these dogs. So therefore, it's understanding that. So therefore, the language of the method is what's going to create change. So I need their thinking to maintain a certain path, okay? I have to keep them focused through leadership, but really being, making sure, so the focus then is getting them to understand how to speak the language of the method, so that they're not, because here's the thing, I mean, owners that really have this emotional thing with dogs, they want to verbalize desperately, right? But it's about them, making them feel good to say, oh, look, the dog's moving the position, I'm going to say, good boy, don't do it, okay? Understand, the dog understands what you're doing. The language of the method itself, it provides the set points. Okay, it's what define the position, so the dog understands. Dog comes into agreement with that. Change is promoted. Now here's the thing: after a period of time, it could be 2-3 weeks, you'll see it's amazing. Okay, you'll see the dog's just going into position. I'll tell people about still. assert, influence, still be, framing it up properly with how you're promoting the method. So your dog's moving the position, but you're still, have your fingers on the dog's, back area, and you're doing certain things. You still have to do that. But here's the thing: as as relational change takes hold, then the value, the verbalization is you can start to verbalize it, because the value attached to that is relational. It's mind and body. So the perceptions of the dog change. Then when the person says sit, okay, after say 3 or 4 weeks, it's solid. The motives of the dog have aligned, okay? It's the real meaning that attaches to that language is different. Whereas if you didn't do it that way, and here's the problem, going into training, the majority of trainers will get the owners to verbalize. Well, that's weakness to the dog. The dog is like, I'll do this. The person wants me to do this. Well, what's in it for me? Or it's attached that way. Now, don't get me wrong, it's relational, so I could even use treats myself. Understand, there's things to understand, but there's about the person's thinking processes. So, Dale McCluskey could use commands. You could say certain things to the dog. I could use treats. I could get away with all of that based off how I think. It overrides it, okay? However, the owners come to me, don't do it, okay? There's things you do not want to do. Let the method itself set up change, okay? It's really critical. The methodology has everything. It's like the whole package, okay? It has everything in there to do everything you need to do. But here's the thing, okay? I say certain concepts on my videos and all that. If you really want to get this as a trainer, I have a course coming up in February. I encourage you to take the course, because it's easy for me. Understand, I help people all the time. It's easy because I think a certain way. I've thought a certain way for years, so things are just automatic for me. I'm going to put out lots of videos to help people get this, but there's things that only can happen in one-on-one training as a trainer, okay, to get what I say, because I have to be there to help people really, the light bulbs come on, to make the connection. So I would encourage you. I'm going to put out some videos here, these concepts about certain things, but these are basic tenets. And again, this is what makes this system of training incredibly different. It might look similar in a lot of ways, but there's really key things here are totally different. And that's what makes it so great to help people, because of how it sets up change. It's really understanding these relational dynamics. It's proven itself over and over and over again. But for me, these things are automatic. But to help people get this, it's really different to really help people, get, think a certain way, and to look at, the relationship with dogs differently through the relational lens. One-on-one guidance, instruction is critical, especially as a trainer. So anyway, I encourage you, check out the trainer's course if you want this, to get these concepts down, to really understand how this all works, comes together. I definitely can help you with that, but encourage you to check out the trainer's course in February. There's positions available there, and I would absolutely love to help you out, because here's the thing, I do hammer hard at this stuff. It comes off very critical, but I'm here to help people. I want people to get this. I want to help people. I want to help dogs. So if you want to get these concepts, again, check out the course. It's a positive course. I don't spend my time, going over all this. I get right into it. I give people the foundation. The relational system is very intensive. It's 2 weeks, but in a good way. It's going to really help you get the foundation down, so you can go out and make a tremendous difference in the area with with other dog owners, because other trainers aren't going to have this type of insight. You're going to be able to go out and blow the roof off it. I guarantee it, because you're going to be working off certain core concepts here that are totally different. But again, it's really going to help many dogs and owners